is really going to help you understand the unit circle when we start it tomorrow. Okay, so for sine of 45, let me back this up so you can see the triangles too. For sine of 45, I wanted to do opposite over hypotenuse, so that would be square root of 2 over 2 over 1. Anytime it's over 1, it's just going to be whatever the number was that you were dividing by 1, so it's square root of 2 over 2. Let's do cosine of 45. So if here's my 45-degree angle, what's adjacent to that 45? Square root of 2 over 2 over the hypotenuse, which is still 1. So it's just going to be square root of 2 over 2. All right, how about sine of 30? What's opposite from this 30? The 1/2, and it would be over the hypotenuse, which is 1. Jotea, you okay back there?
Yeah.
Okay. 1/2 over 1 would just be 1/2. How about cosine of 30? Square root of 3 over 2, yeah. Because it would be square root of 3 over 2 over 1. Okay, which is just square root of 3 over 2. Sine of 60 would be opposite over hypotenuse, so square root of 3 over 2. And this one would be 1/2, yep. Remember we learned that property that the sine of one angle is going to equal the cosine of the other, so these ones should match one another. Okay? For tangent, tangent is where things get a little tricky. When I want to do tan of 45, I'm going to do opposite over adjacent. So I'm doing square root of 2 over 2 divided by square root of 2 over 2. You're really going to want to make sure you write down this process. When I say I'm doing square root of 2 over 2 over square root of 2 over 2, I'm really dividing them. Okay, so that's why I had you write this down here. Some of you wrote this down but didn't really understand where that came from. Okay? To do this division problem, I would do square root of 2 over 2 times the reciprocal of this one. So that would be 2 over the square root of 2. Multiply straight across, and that gives me 2 square root of 2 over 2 square root of 2. Now what does that equal? 1. And we should have seen that right off the bat, because anytime you divide two numbers that are exactly the same, don't you get 1?
Yeah.
So tan of 45 is equal to 1. Tangent of 30 is the hardest one on this page. Okay, so let's make sure you write this down. Tangent of 30, I would do opposite over adjacent. So I'm doing 1/2 divided by square root of 3 over 2. Again, I would make sure that you're writing this down.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, how would I start to divide those?
Reciprocal.
Reciprocal of just the second one. So it would end up being 1/2 times 2 over the square root of 3. Okay, so I flip the second one over. Now I'm going to multiply straight across. So that's going to give me 2 over 2 square root of 3. Now what could happen with those 2's?
You can divide them.
Okay, 2 over 2 equals 1, right? They really cancel each other out. So I'm just left with this square root of 3, but the square root of 3 is on the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be square root of 3 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and that's not okay. So what do we have to do to that?
Square it.
Okay, not square it. We're not allowed to square it.
Put it on top.
We would have to multiply by square root of 3, square root of 3. You multiply by whatever the square root is, because when you multiply two square roots together, what is square root of 3 times square root of 3?
1. 3.
3. I heard a 9. I guess 9 would work, but it would be the square root of 9, which is actually 3, right? So this on the top would be 1 times the square root of 3 is just square root of 3. And on the bottom, square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So final answer, square root of 3 over 3. That was the hardest one on this page. Okay, whoops, sorry. The bottom part there. Okay.
And 60 is just the same thing?
60 is real similar. Here's the difference that happens with 60. If you do tangent of this, you end up dividing in the opposite order. Okay, because you're doing this divided by that. So square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. When you flip this one, it becomes square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. So this time, see how your square root does not end up on the bottom? That's what makes this one a little easier.
1.7.
I don't want a decimal. Straight across.
Whoa.
2 square root of 3 over 2. Okay? And then your 2's cancel. So it's just, now this one, see the square root of 3 is on the top when you cancel out the 2's? So this one is just square root of 3. Okay? Make sure you have this table filled in correctly. Quick second. Oh. All right. I'm at Jasper today and Thursday. Okay, tomorrow and Wednesday I won't be here. Okay. I am handing out homework right now. Hey guys, listen up. Homework is very simple. Majority of your assignment is just asking you things like sine of 45, and you're just reading it right off the table. So that's why I said make sure you've got the table filled in correctly. On Wednesday, you're going to have a quiz over these 9 values. All right? You have to know them. So I should be able to say cosine of 45, and you can say square root of 2 over 2. It will not be written in a table for your quiz. I have a lot of people who just memorize the table, like how it's laid out. It's going to be me throwing questions up on the board, and you're going to have like 10 seconds to answer them. Okay? So I'm going to say sine of 45, and you're going to have to be able to say square root of 2 over 2. All right, 10 seconds is an exaggeration, but it will be timed.
So we're not even learning it, we're just memorizing it?
Well, I just showed you where the values come from. Okay? It's important for you to have them memorized for you to know how to work with the unit circle. We're going to start unit circle tomorrow. And while we're doing unit circle, I'm going to be showing you some tricks for remembering them.
Something I've learned in science, memorizing does not help you learn. It's just
Well, it can if it's a vehicle for learning something else. So it's not so much that I care that you know these. You have to know these to be able to do the unit circle. So that's why I'm making you memorize them. But you're right, just strict memorization is not going to help. Okay, do you need one, B? No. Oh, what's up? Fun fact.
Dad, what you gonna do?
Really? I didn't know that. Good to know. Glad I wrote blue. Yeah, you may.
It's not true. Okay.
Hey, homework is easy. Will you guys make sure my desks get put back? If you took one of my calculators off my desk, please make sure I get it back. Farewell.